people? This is a type of video that is brand new for me, something that I want to introduce on this channel and I want to do more and more of. You're probably wondering what this is. I want to break down every episode that I do on BY BLAIR, every interview that I do, and I want to take what I took away from the episode and share it with you guys. Obviously, everyone is going to have different perspectives and different takeaways from interviews and lessons from creatives, but I want to share mine and begin to start a dialogue with people in the comments, on my Instagram, wherever we can, because I feel like, you know, over this journey that I'm setting out to be on, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to learn and grow and challenge. And I just want to create a space where I can do that and hopefully share a perspective of mine through my experience and through learning with these people that I'm interviewing. So today we'll start with our very first episode, which was DJ by Blair. DJ is a designer. He's a creative director. He owns a business called Headless Forever, a clothing brand. Um, if you're watching this video, you likely know about Headless Forever, and if you don't know about Headless Forever, well, check it out. I'll drop his stuff in the comments or in the description box below. DJ, I've known DJ for about, I want to say, a long time, maybe even high school. But over the years, I've got to know him as a friend and also as a creative. And there's a lot of things about DJ that are kept to himself, and there's a lot of things about DJ that he shares outwardly, but he just doesn't say out loud. And I think there's a lot to take away from that interview. Even if he might not be the most chattiest person, he does say a lot in a little bit of time. And I want to share that with you guys and what I took away and expanded on even further. I guess this is kind of like a video essay. And I think over time I will develop a sort of system or a style that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, more aligned with BY BLAIR and its aesthetic. But I think for now, I just wanted to get this video out. I want to get this series going. I want to start the conversations, and maybe these videos will do well over time. I don't expect anything out of them at all right now. I'm hoping that this is just going to be a compounding thing like everything else that I've been doing as a creative since the start of time. So yeah, I want to title this video something that kind of encapsulates everything about what I learned from the interview I did with DJ. After thinking about it a little bit, I think I want to call it Build Yourself Up Before the Project. I'm going to talk about a few different takeaways that I had from the interview with DJ. Maybe I'll even link some of these moments. I don't even want to edit this over too much, at least right now for this first episode. So I'll give you timestamps of the interview so you can go back and listen in. But yeah, build yourself up before the project. The first thing that I want to talk about that DJ made very, very clear is to trust your gut. Now, let me give you some lore about DJ so you can understand why I would say this, or why I would take this away from the interview. Yes, in the interview, we kind of did talk about trusting your gut, especially after taking a long break from whatever creative practice it is or whatever practice that you do. This isn't just for related to creatives. This is for anyone that's looking to learn, anyone that's looking to take information away from anything that they do, anything that they aspire to do, anything that causes a little bit of self-doubt, anything that builds a fire in your body. This is for anything. So yeah, we talked a little bit about self-doubt in the interview, and we talked a little bit about trusting your gut and taking advice from people that are in the same path as you and not letting any outside voice get into your head or get into your flow state while you're working or creating or developing things. And let me tell you something about DJ. One of his very first drops, DJ put out a very, very politically charged, a very, very controversial shirt, really in line with streetwear, really in line with, um, a much more radical t-shirt than you see today. A lot of IG brands, they just kind of have whatever slapped on it. I think if you know what I'm talking about, maybe I'll find a picture of it. Maybe DJ will share it with me, or maybe he won't. But it was a very politically charged, especially during the time of all the political unrest. George Floyd, COVID was happening. So there was a lot of things going on that DJ commented on in this specific piece. And he put it out, and it was a very big risk. I'll tell you that for right now, especially during that time. People are very, very big on canceling people at that time. People were shutting down and being very politically correct about everything and anything at that time. And DJ put out this shirt knowing that there was a sense of risk going on. And I'm sure there was people around him. I'm sure there was people that even saw the stuff that wasn't maybe in as close proximity to some of his closer friends that told him like, why would he do that? Or what is this shirt? Or, just spewing doubt onto him. And one thing about DJ, especially during that early stage, was that he was just ready to go. He was ready to go. He was going to do what he wanted to do, and there was nothing that was going to get in the way of his creative vision or the bigger picture for him. And that's brought him to the position that he's in right now. So even really early, 2020, he leaned into something that he fully believed in, despite being a risk, despite being something that could have backfired on him. And let's just say, even in the case where it did backfire on him, the shirt wasn't received well, people didn't believe in it, people didn't buy it. I would say that that is more important to just finish the project, do the thing, believe in what you believed in when you created it. You created it kind of for a reason. And that doesn't mean to say that everything has to get put out and everything that you do has to be seen by people. But sometimes you just have to see through the end of something and give it to people and let people decide on whether or not it's for them, or whether or not, especially when it's in a consumer-based practice, whether that's in business, whether that's in music business, art business, whatever it may be. Sometimes you just have to do the thing and let people decide on whether or not it's important. DJ would have never been able to do something like that had he listened to outside voices or trusted the opinion of people that didn't know what he had envisioned for the brand as a whole. And it fully benefited him in the long run. It's why people bought into Headless Forever. It's why people believe in DJ as a creative and allowed him to become a creative director down the line. People believe the risks that he's done, things that he's cultivated, the world that he's cultivated. I think genuinely people can see that it's coming from a great place, and that sometimes is even more than the statement on the shirt that he's making. People know that it's coming from a person that believes in the thing or believes in what they're spewing out. So that was something that I really took away, because when I got to reflect back and think about, like, DJ is someone who trusted their gut, who trusted their thing. And sometimes trusting your gut, this is a kind of secondary point, maybe a 1B out of trusting your gut. Sometimes trusting your gut doesn't look like shutting out all the voices. Me and my director and editor, Nikhil, we work really, really closely on BY BLAIR together. The photos, the videos, the text, or the typography, everything is like, we basically make the decisions together. And I really, really trust Nikhil. But at the end of the day, Nikhil knows that I have a vision and I have a plan with what I want to do with BY BLAIR. Nikhil has, I'd like to believe he has unwavering faith in what BY BLAIR can be and will be at some point in time. And so when I tell him, nah, we cannot do a thing, he knows that it's coming from a place of being genuine and being rooted in what I believe in. The more that you trust your gut and the more that you follow your rooted direction, other people respect the perspectives and ideas that you have over time. You have to cultivate that within yourself, building the confidence to trust your gut. There is confidence in trusting your gut because everything feels like a risk otherwise. The confidence to trust your gut to make creative decisions, whether that's in business or it's in art. It applies to everything. Taking your idea and saying yes, taking your rooted philosophy and saying no to something that seems really enticing is important. You have to have those roots in the things that you do in order to feel comfortable about any decision that you make, to feel comfortable in taking any sort of risk. It's important to know who you are and know what you love and know what you don't love. And those things will only happen through trial and error and risk. Everything has to be leaned into. And if you don't do that, then you'll never have that sort of peace with yourself. Oh, that was good to get off my chest. Point number 2 that I really learned from DJ: you are always a creative. You're always a creative. Okay? When we spoke about the art direction for the Galaxy bracelets, I asked him how did he come about that idea, what inspired it, and he honestly told me in a really casual way that he was looking at a picture of a man eating ramen and fully saw his own product in as that stood as an inspiration for him. He saw his product in the ramen being pulled out of the bowl. Um, that is like he said it really. I thought there was going to be a more grand story or more like a deeper researched story around it, and sometimes there's not, and sometimes that's okay. More than anything, damn, Chelsea just scored. Really interesting about this point or this story is DJ essentially is telling me and telling you that he is always ready as a creative to see his thing in the world. And that's really important. And that's also how you know you have something really profound, or a product or a brand that's really profound, and has legs, is to see your product in the world outside of just the world of your brand. You can pull a moment of what seems like is nothing and turn it into an opportunity. And I found that like really, really interesting, and which made me kind of lean on, building yourself before the project, was that DJ is always a creative. There's never a time where DJ is not a creative. There's never a time where DJ says, I'm taking a day off. There's always the on button and there's always an opportunity. And sometimes you don't have to have it fully on. You don't have to be in a chaotic stream of focus. Sometimes it's just letting things come to you and letting opportunities appear in really natural ways. There's a ton of ideas as a creative that you've probably experienced that came in the middle of a shower or like on a walk or with your friends in conversation. It's these lived experiences that allow us to create our best. Even in business, understanding people's problem points allows us to create opportunities for a customer base, for example. You need to be able to have experiences to be able to communicate and connect with people. And that's something that I really found um, a really big takeaway for me was that I need to continue to do that with BY BLAIR, that I need to continue to do that with the photos that I take for clients, is how can we find ways to communicate our ideas in real life opportunities? How can I stay ready and continue to build my taste level with the world in mind, with what's going on in mind, with um, the people that were our customer base, our demographic in mind. You know, it's not always about creating the coolest video or um, the sexiest video. Even sometimes it'll be really simple and almost feel like nothing that would really attract someone to the piece of art that you create because it feels human, because it feels real. And I think DJ and the photographer Alex, I'll tag his IG or I'll put his IG up here. I think they did an amazing, amazing, amazing job of telling us Headless Forever exists in the real world. Headless Forever exists. The Galaxy bracelet exists in your everyday life. There's moments where there's beauty in pulling out the ramen and seeing the ramen in the chopstick is the same beauty that you'll find in the Galaxy bracelet if you really look closely. And I think the messaging behind everything was absolutely beautiful. And that, for me at least, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for in a brand campaign that I really say this is top notch. And those kinds of messages can be taken down into any sort of practice. There's a video from a writer named Alan Moore that really, really portrays what I'm trying to say in a really condensed and concise way. Um, but to give it some context, essentially, he explains that the writer, he's speaking from a writer's perspective, but it really could be from anyone's perspective, that it's important that a writer has a way of seeing the world. A photographer has to have a way of seeing the world. A designer has to have a way of seeing the world. And once that is developed, that means that it's very unique to you and it can only come from you. And in that way, it'll inform everything else that you do as a creative business owner, designer, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So with that video, I'm hoping that the point is really set in stone that you're always a creative. You have to live life as a creative. You have to live the creative life in order to best practice and best produce the work. There is a way in which living and experiencing and having this perspective will show up in the product that you finally produce out. And I saw that fully with talking to DJ about the Galaxy bracelet campaign and just how effortless, like it almost felt effortless, geez, I can't speak, effortlessly, um, the kind of creative came about with him. As soon as he saw that picture, he was just like, this is it. And then like it fully worked out and it feels human. There's a human aspect to it. It feels like it came from him because it could have only came from him. Um, and so that yeah, that's really important for me and what I took away from that interview. I think the last thing that I kind of want to mention, I didn't mean for this to be 30 minutes, and maybe I'll cut out some of it, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put it out. Maybe I should put it out. The kind of last thing I wanted to show, or maybe I won't show it, maybe I'll just talk about it really briefly. But in all of this, in building yourself before you get ready for the project, is that you have to live like the person that you want to become. You have to live like the person that you want to be as this project is going on. If you have a campaign for your clothing line, you can't live like your clothing line is a small brand and then expect people to believe that it's a big brand. You can't live like it. You can't market it like that. You can't treat the assets, the creative assets that you produce like it, and you cannot treat the clothes like it. Do you know what I mean? If you're an artist, you can't you can't show up every once in a while and just think that you're gonna pop out and be the guy. That's not how it works. That's not how people believe in you. That's not how you present yourself as someone that's taking it serious. I found that every time DJ had a new endeavor, people believed in it. People took it serious. If he was doing a party, people didn't just like breeze it off and think it's whatever. He made a whole world around, coming to the headquarters. Everyone's on that now. Do you know what I mean? He creates Headless Forever. He does amazing graphics with it. He does amazing design with it. He does amazing with um, uh, you know, making their making it feel like there's a level of scarcity. Like you need to get on this now. There's certain tactics that he's using in conveying himself to other people that make like he has like a cult following. If you guys know DJ, like I'm letting loose a little bit. I don't let loose in these interviews enough, but I feel like I can let loose here. There is a cult following with DJ. DJ, if you're Filipino and you're watching this, you probably fuck with DJ. I don't know why it's like this. He fucks with you guys, but like there's a mass following of you guys. And but that's dope to see. Like that's there's a if you're black, you fuck with DJ too. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that like there is a great amount of Filipinos that fuck with DJ. There's a great amount of people that fuck with DJ and think that he is the one. And that was not by accident. That was by design. That was by design of the person that DJ wanted to be and and that DJ wanted to present himself as so people can understand him better. He talks about in the interview that he feels a lot of pressure sometimes with dropping clothes and producing stuff. And now that he has different avenues and he has different opportunities to connect with people, I think people are starting to learn him more and he's starting to feel like he's himself again, the same guy that made the um the uh the hangman shirt. I'll call it that, the hangman shirt. So yeah, like you have to be the person. You have to appear, show up for yourself, be active all the time online and just in your own life. You have to decide who it's going to be. If I put out an interview with DJ, I have to tell myself I'm an interviewer now. This is what I want to do. I'm an interviewer. I'm also creative. I'm also a director, and they're going to know about that. And if they don't know about that, they're going to know now. These are things that you just have to make. You have to be decisive in the direction you. If people see you as one way, there's a great chance. There's two things that are happening. One, they're doubting you because of their insecurity. They're doubting you because you're not good enough yet, or it's not believable and it's not authentic. Or three, they believe in you so bad. They believe in you so bad. They rate you so bad because they see that you're being genuine and they see that you're going for it. You're being honest about going for it. And if you're at 3, it's not hard to be at number 3. It's not hard to be genuine. It is not. People decide to be the other 2. Well, you don't decide to be bad, but you know what I mean. So, talking with DJ and learning from DJ, I see that he's a genuine person. He's rooted in his beliefs. He's rooted in the creative that he knows, and he lives like a creative all the time. All the time. There's not a moment that he doesn't think like a creative. And there's a ton of lessons in that I want to take. In that interview that I'm going to take away. I gave you guys 3. Hopefully that now that you kind of been through this session with me, uh, it might interest you to go and watch the interview now. I think it was a great interview. I think it was a great first run for me personally, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these, more breakdowns of me, my people, and what I take from them, and what I take from the creatives out there. If you're watching this now, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I will be doing more of these. Follow my personal. It's Andrew Blair with 3 R's. And then also follow my Instagram, Everything by Blair. I will be putting out way more on there over time. I'm looking to grow that platform. More exclusive stuff will be presented on that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope 30 minutes wasn't crazy. And you know what? If it was crazy, I don't care. I don't care. I'll condense it the next time, but this time I had a lot to say in my first run. This was really fun for me to do. I kind of one take this. I didn't really think about it too much. Um, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you took away from the interview if you watched it. Let me know how you feel about the takes that I had from the interview and some of the lessons that I had and how you relate to them. But yeah, my people, peace. I'll see you soon.